Hi everyone, this is Vasant and I'm going to tell you about postmodernism in detail. So let's start with one section of it. So yes, this was a philosophy which started in the US in the late 20th century, that is around 1970s. In fact, post 1970s. So it was not just a philosophy which was limited to literature, but it was applied. It was a perspective which was applied in the field of art, films, knowledge, in every kind of field which was possible. This postmodernism, the lens of postmodernism was being practiced. So yes, I'm going to tell you in brief what the characteristics of the movement were. So let's begin. Before we proceed, I would want you to know the terms grand narrative and meta narrative. They're both the same things. It was a term coined by French philosopher theorist Lyotard. So it means grand narrative means giving a total and a comprehensive account of all the events that happened in history. So it means grand narrative means stating something as a universal truth. For example, there were several characters in history which participated in something, but uh, narrating the story through the perspective of only the major ones like the king or who were in the power. So the purpose of grand narrative while narrating a story means legitimizing the power, the authority, the customs which were prevalent in that era. So that is the purpose of grand narrative. The very first feature of postmodernist philosophy is to reject that outrightly. So instead of grand narratives, postmodernists believe in choosing the smaller narratives, giving value to everyone who was present in history. That is postmodernism. Now you know that the postmodernists did not like grand narratives. They believed in the smaller narratives. Now, another term comes up, which is Eurocentrism. Eurocentrism means only Europe is in the center. The cultures, the habits, the way of living of the Europeans is the prime, the center, in the center. But everyone else does not exist. They do not even matter, not even in the history. Their narratives, their perspectives do not matter. That is Eurocentrism. So the postmodernists believed in rejecting Eurocentrism. Rather, they believed in accepting all literature, literature from the marginalized sections, literature from every other part of the country, not just from Europe. Okay, so that is the second characteristic of postmodernism. Today, if someone asks you who's your favorite author, who's your favorite poet, so what if someone does not belong to the field of literature, what actually comes up? Even if they've not read it, they'll always say Wordsworth or Shakespeare. That is why, because we've been tuned in. We have been programmed in such a way that European history, European literature is the only literature that exists. So, postmodernists believed in rejecting that idea and accepting anything that has been written to transform or for any big purpose or small purpose, that is literature. So to accept all, that is the idea of postmodernists. To make you understand this most important characteristic, I thought of doing this diagram. So you can see that there is a center and then periphery. So, the chief feature of postmodernism means blurring the boundaries. Earlier, as I told you, that there was only discussion about what was there in the center. But now, the postmodernists are blurring the boundary lines. So, periphery is moving towards the center, and center is moving towards the periphery. So, there's no distinction between them both. So, no large narrative can create the story, no larger narrative can describe or define the story properly. So there have to be smaller narratives so that everyone is heard. That is the major characteristic of postmodernism. For example, you might have heard the play by Shakespeare, Hamlet. So you must be knowing Hamlet, Claudius, Ophelia, just the major characters in the play, not Guildenstern or Rosencrantz. I'm sure you must not be aware of them. So you should be. So this is how postmodernists thought of bringing the peripheral characters to the center. So there's this play by Tom Stoppard, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. So the purpose to write this play was to bring the peripheral characters in the center, in the mainstream, so that their perspective is also heard. Because no story is complete unless everyone is heard. So everyone has their own perspective. They also saw the history, in history what something might have happened which only they know, their experiences are not counted. So the postmodernists wanted everyone's experiences to be counted equally. So this was another perspective. And then we always hear Ramayan through the perspective of Ram. Only taking into account the deeds and the actions of Lord Ram. So Sita is not considered. Similarly, there are several other novels which you can find out, and if you know of some good postmodern novels, then do mention in the comment section. I'll be really looking forward to read those. Yeah, so this is another perspective that you should take care of. Now, there was some counterculture movement. The reason being, there was a lot of friction created because of the movement of the center towards the periphery and the movement of the periphery towards the center. Neither of the movement was forceful. It happened, eventually, it just happened, and mostly because of the blurring of the boundaries. So, there was a lot of friction which was created because of this blurring. So a lot of petitions were being written, writs were written, challenges were faced, and people came out for protests. So many kind of movements took place. For example, LGBTQ movement and civil rights disobedient movement. So many movements, many people came up and wanted to establish their rights because they were not considered before this movement. So they also wanted their place in the mainstream. And why would they not? So people were, in a sense, more aware of their rights, aware of the things that they wanted. So this is why, because of this friction, you can say, but a lot of movements came in. And yes, people succeeded as well. People who lived before the movement of postmodernism began, they believed in the truth, the value of truth. They would also say that yes, there were some universal truths, and the truth is objective. But the postmodernists believe that there is no absolute truth, no objective truth. Everything is constructed. We have constructed everything. The meanings are constructed, the thoughts are constructed, the truth is constructed. So this is all what postmodernism is all about. And there's a lot to discuss in this topic. So these are the glimpse of just a few characteristics that I've mentioned. And I'll be back soon with the new characteristics for you. And also, we'll discuss the writers in detail and their important works. I really hope you understood the topic. And if you still have any doubt, you can post in the comment section. And yes, I'll be back with the answers. And I'll also be back with a new video on postmodernism, especially about the writers and their works. So stay tuned. And thank you so much. Do subscribe. Bye bye.